Brave Racks, guys. What is going on today? Today's Theme Team Thursday. I know this video is a little bit late, but there are a couple of reasons behind that. But today I have a battle against Daniel. This is Theme Team Thursday, and if you're looking at my team, you're probably noticing that I have a Doge team, a dog team, and that is what I'm using to battle today. So let's go ahead and get this started. I threw this team together in about 30 minutes, so it's not the greatest team, and it has quite a few weaknesses, but if you know anything about theme teams, it's very hard to make a perfect theme team that covers all weaknesses and resistances and all that garbage. So, but he's going to go ahead and lead off with his Porygon Z. I led off with my Luxray, who is nicknamed Luthor. Get that Intimidate off, which isn't really going to be doing anything because it's a Porygon Z. He's going to hit me with a Tri-Attack, and unfortunately, it's going to hurt a lot. But I'm going to end up living with 1 HP, get a Superpower off, and that is actually going to be enough to take out that Porygon Z. However, I am Life Orbed, so I am going to be dying here. So it's kind of poke for poke here. Unfortunately, I really wish that I could have lived after the Life Orb damage, but that's okay. It's kind of what happens when you go up against Porygon Z. He's going to go out to his Doublade here. I'm actually going to go out into my Landorus, and you'll see why it's not that bad, because I have Earth Power on this thing. Although it is a Landorus T, this is a special Landorus T with a pair of choice specs on, with a pair of glasses on, and this thing actually wrecked some people last night when I used it on stream. And it was so fun to use, because I talk about how much I hate Landorus T all the time. And like when I decided to use one, I was like, I can't go regular Landorus. I have to make it special. But I'm gonna go on to my Furfrou here. This is the Anuki or the Anubis or something. I can't remember the exact name of it, the trim. But this is a newbie. This is my Furfrou. This thing is obviously beautiful. It's gorgeous, of course. And it actually can hit pretty hard with a return, surprisingly enough. But he's actually going to end up switching out here into his Raikou, which I am okay with. I really would have liked to hit the Toxic on the Milotic rather than this Raikou, but you'll see why it's not that big of a deal in a second here. So I'm going to get the Toxic off. I'm going to get some leftovers recovery, which is always nice, especially since I am burned here because of that Scald. And then I believe I switch out on this next turn here, if I'm not mistaken. I think I do. I'm fairly certain that I do. Yep, I'm switching out. Alright, we're switching out. I'm going out to Landorus, and the reason being is I didn't want to take a Thunderbolt or an Aura Sphere. Those were the two things that I did not want to take. And he's actually going to start setting up Calm Minds. Yay! So it's not too bad that I ended up Toxicking this thing, because Raikou doesn't get any recovery, and if it did, it wouldn't really matter that much, because it is toxic. Now, if it regular poison or burned or anything other than fully toxic, it would be an issue because leftovers would negate most of it, but that's okay. So he's gonna go for another Calm Mind here. So he's at +2 special defense right now, and Raikou has decent special defense, and you're gonna see how much this Earth Power does to this thing. It is disgusting. Look at this. Look at this. He's at +2 special defense, and that Earth Power almost killed him. Almost killed him, which is crazy, but he's gonna get some leftovers here. Unfortunately, the toxic damage has not racked up enough to kill him yet. And he definitely outspeeds me because I'm not choice scarfed. I'm wearing a pair of glasses. But I'm going to switch out here. I thought he might want to go for HP Ice. So I'm going to go ahead and go out into my Arcanine. Look at me, baby. Look at me, I'm shining. And get the Intimidate, doesn't matter. And we'll talk about why I run so many Intimidators on this team in a minute here. But he's going to go for Shadow Ball, and I really thought he was going to go for HP Ice there. But regardless, I actually took that Shadow Ball very, very well. So I don't know if he's running, I don't know what kind of set he's running on this Raikou. If he's running like HP and speed, I have no idea what his set is. I did not ask him, but I lived the Shadow Ball, which is great, and he died to toxic damage, which is also great. So things are looking fairly good for me right now. I've only lost my Luxray, and everything else is still pretty bulky, but he's gonna go ahead and switch out into Cynthia, the Milotic here. I'm almost dead, but I am gonna go ahead and go for a Sunny Day here. And I really wanted to die this turn. I wanted to die to a Scald or Hydro Pump or something this turn. So he does hit me with a Scald, which is good. That's what I wanted. However, I ended up living with 10 HP, which isn't good because I wanted to sack this Arcanine right here, right now, because I don't need it anymore. Getting the Sunny Day up and dying was actually really what I wanted to do. But I'm going to go for an E-Speed here just to get some damage off on this thing. And he's going to hit me with a Scald, and that will kill me finally. And now we can go out into the power, the absolute destructive force that some of you may know, known as Houndoom. My boy Houndoom, he is not something that you mess around with. Houndoom, Mega Houndoom is so strong, and he doesn't get enough credit. He does not, and he doesn't even need to be in the sun. He doesn't have to have nasty plot to deal damage. Look at this. That is a Milotic, one of the fattest Pokemon to date, on like standing across from me. Hit him with a Solar Beam that doesn't even stab, and it almost kills it. He went for Mirror Coat, unfortunately. He said he misclicked, so that's a bit unfortunate. But last night on stream, okay, so I misclicked the Thunder Wave on a Pokemon that was already paralyzed, and then I went for Fire Blast. I missed the first Fire Blast, went for Fire Blast again, and I missed another Fire Blast. So I was a little bit upset last night, but that's okay. He ended up losing the Milotic there, which isn't that big of a deal. You know, I don't think a Scald would have killed me there anyway, so it really isn't really that big of a deal. He's going to go out to his Charizard here, Lizardon. His Charizard X over standing across from me. I'm gonna go ahead and Mega Evolve. I do outspeed this thing because I'm fast. I'm just gonna go for Dark Pulse just to get, you know, that's the only thing that I can really hit this thing with really hard. Goes for Dragon Claw here. I actually end up living this Dragon Claw because he didn't have a chance to Dragon Dance. Had he gone for Dragon Dance, it would have been a lot better for him. But I don't think he was expecting to live a Dark Pulse. So, it ended up working out quite well for me. He's going to go out to Bones, or Bonez. I don't know what you would prefer me to call this thing. But I'm just going to go for Fire Blast. Thankfully, I hit this one, and it does some decent damage. Unfortunately, I do not have the sun up anymore, so I'm losing about 50% of the damage there. I would have done about 75% to that thing had I had the sun up, which would have been great. Would have been able to 2-hit KO that thing with a Fire Blast, but unfortunately, I ended up dying anyway. But I'm going to go out to a newbie over again. I do have Toxic on this thing, and this is his last Pokemon, so I have nothing really to fear from this thing. So to get the Toxic off, he's just going to go for a Roost here. Unfortunately, it's not really going to end up working out that well for him. Although, if he does play his cards right, he can win. He can still beat me here. So I do need to be careful. He's going to get some Toxic damage, and then I believe he's just going to go for Foul Play to try and kill me. I can't remember. So I'm going to go for Return, because damage is damage, and getting any damage off at all will definitely help here because of the Toxic damage. Goes for Foul Play, and Foul Play will actually be enough to take me out. He's running a Rocky Helmet, so that is why I took damage there. So although it looks like I am living this turn, I am not, because the burn damage will kill me this turn. And then I think I'm going to back out into my Landorus. So the only Pokemon you guys didn't get to see here was Stoutland, and Stoutland is nicknamed Shino. It is shiny. It's running an Adamant Nature with a Choice Band and has the Sand Rush ability. Now, I don't have anything on my team that creates a Sandstorm. However, if my opponent decides to use Sandstorm against me, then I do have something with quite a bit of speed to help counteract Excadrills and that sort of thing. So, it is a GG. Daniel, I believe... I can't remember exactly who this was, and I apologize. Maybe YouTuber? Maybe YouTuber, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was a good battle. It was very fun. It's hard to use teams, like theme teams like this, because like I said, there are lots of weaknesses and resistances you can't always cover. So if you're looking at my team, you notice that I have quite a bit of fighting weakness to Furfrou, Houndoom, and Stoutland, and that's why I run Luxray with Intimidate, Arcanine with Intimidate, and Landorus with Intimidate. And Landorus definitely counteracts the fighting types. If you're noticing that I also have a big ground weakness on Luxray, Arcanine, and Houndoom, and that's Landorus comes in and helps with there. And Luxray is also running HP Water, and so is my Landorus. They're both running HP Water to counteract the ground types and rock types there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Wi-Fi battle today. Definitely leave a like on this video. Let me know in your comments below what you want to, like what theme team you want me to use next, and I will try to make it. Or if you have, you know, like a theme team already and you want me to use, you can post that in the comments as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember, today is the big Wonder Trade stream that I am doing with Galactic Elliot. We're going to start around 5 p.m. EST, around there is what he thinks will work best. So that's what we're going to do, and we will see you guys then. May the hacks be with you all, and until next time, peace out.